for print on demand, the best hire that you can do right now that's going to free your time, not only free your time, but it's going to have an impact on your bottom line is a designer. Okay. So designer right here is number one. Okay. Now, some of you are going to say, oh, well, I am a designer. I can do my own designs. Guys, I want to be real frank with you here. Okay. If you're not like a professional designer, or if you're not really if you don't have years of experience in design and you're just kind of hacking through it, I'm here to tell you that not only are you not going to make as much money because your designs aren't going to be as good, but you're really holding yourself back. You want to be able to hire a designer. Okay, this is the number one hire that as a print on demand entrepreneur, you're going to want to hire. Okay, designer. Okay, the designer, and I'll give you an example of this as well. Okay, so actually before this trip, I did have a designer. That wasn't a problem. So I was starting to make money in this business. I still had a full-time job, and it got to the point where I had a few designers. I'd use Fiverr. I'd use a couple of other designers on other platforms, but it wasn't consistent. And the moment that I actually hired a full-time, I'm pointing at the screen here. It's actually right here. I'm seeing myself there, but it's right here. The moment I hired a designer, okay, I had hockey stick growth in my business. Why? Because I had consistency. Okay. We do a whole training about our launch schedule. You can go to goquadra.com, sign up for free training there. And Lenny, we can put that on the screen here. I think that'd be good. You guys really should check that out. Goquadra.com. It's free to join. There's free training. But in fact, if you join, what we do have a training on how to hire a designer. So we'll get that one out of the way for you. Just go to goquadra.com, sign up. It's free, and it'll be in the free content section. Okay. So the designer, this was the biggest hire at first for print on demand. Okay. If you're doing print on demand, I would urge you, even if you think you're a great designer, I would urge you to really hire a designer. Okay. And we're going to talk about how to hire a designer here in a second, but I just want to go over the hires that you have to have in order to automate your business. Okay. So the designer's huge. It took my business to the next levels, hockey stick growth. I had consistency, not only with time, like the amount of launches I was able to do, but also consistency in the design. I didn't have all these different designers I was trying to pay Fiverr for, but I had one guy that I found that was great. And we just kept going and going and going. Okay. So designer. The second position that I would strongly recommend that you get once you have a designer and you get going. And guys, here's the thing. These positions right here that I'm talking about, they aren't expensive. The designer, for instance, you can get a guy for $5 a design. Our business right now uses a designer, and we've done millions of dollars in POD sales with him doing $5 designs. I don't know what I did here. $5. Okay. Every single one of you, I believe, if you're going to start a business, can afford a designer. And look, you have to treat this as a business. Okay. If you're just treating this as a hobby, you're going to keep doing your own stuff. You're never going to scale, and you're not going to make the money that you want, and you're not going to live the life that you want. Right. We got into print on demand because we want to automate our life. We want to live a life of freedom. Right. And so designer's number one. So $5. The other position, I keep messing with something here. I don't know what it is we call them an uploader. Okay. Right here. Okay. And we pay this uploader right now in our business $4 per hour. Okay. Okay. And so what's an uploader? Okay. An uploader is someone that will take the design from your designer. Okay. And that person will upload the design we'll take the design and upload it on the print on demand platform. So if you're using the Quadra app, for example, and you had your designer design a ornament, okay, what's going to happen is the uploader will get that design from the designer and upload it to the Quadra app and put it on Shopify. Okay. And so they'll put it on Shopify. Okay. The other thing they do is we have an Etsy app that we use called Shuttle. Okay. And so what he does is it's a he. He'll upload it to Shopify, the design, and then what he'll do is he'll use Shuttle to send it to Etsy. Okay. And that way he doesn't have to log into our Etsy account, nothing. Okay. He just uploads it to Shopify and then he uses Shuttle to upload it to Etsy. Okay. And we do about 30 of these a week. Okay. 30 a week. And so does this guy, 30 a week. Now, you don't have to do 30 a week. I'm just letting you know what we do. And so you can imagine if I was doing all this, how much time this would take. And look, it's $5 here. It's $150 a week. Okay. And I'm not saying you have to do 30 a week. This is just where we are in our business. Okay. You could do 5 a week. That's $25. That's $100 a month, right? Is that right math? 5 times 5. Is it, Lindy? We're both communication majors. We're not math majors. Okay.
$25 a week. It's like
times 4.
$125.
Okay, so $125 a month to have a designer, guys. Isn't that awesome? That's the thing. You have to if you're going, oh, $125, that's a lot, guys. Do you realize how much it costs to start a business, like a traditional business where you got to buy the building and the inventory and all this stuff? You don't have to do this with print on demand. You can get a really good designer for $125 a month. Are you kidding me? And again, go to goquadra.com, watch the training that we do there to hire a designer, and you can do the same thing. Several of our students have hired awesome designers following that method. Okay. And then you have the uploader, okay, and he's going to do 30 a week, and that's $4 an hour. And it usually takes him, put me on the spot here. I think it's about 2 or 3 hours a week. And so you're looking at what? $12 a week right here for someone to do your uploading. Can you see the power in this? Okay, most of you are doing all this because you think you have to do it and you don't. If you can find someone that can do this for $12 a week, how would that change your business? How would that change your lifestyle if you didn't have to worry about doing that anymore? Like literally, guys, while I'm sitting here, our team is doing all this. I don't have to be doing this anymore. When I first started, I did. Okay. And so the uploader is huge. Okay. So that's what your cost is going to be there. Now, the third hire that I'm going to highly recommend for you, okay? And I see this with lots of people. I've seen this with sellers that sell tens of thousands of units a year, even a month, is they still do their own customer service, okay? I go back to my Seattle example. Do you think I would have enjoyed my vacation more if I had someone that was doing the support for me? Right after I got home from my vacation, actually, I did hire someone. It was my mom. She actually jumped in and started doing my customer service. And it completely changed my business, okay? So we call this support. And I know I'm getting a little messy here, okay? And support, it depends how you want to do support. If you're here based in the US, I would highly recommend when you get started to find someone. You can pretty much find someone for $12 an hour. What does that look like? Okay. First of all, you don't need a full-time support person. Okay. You can find someone that wants to work from home. There's several people that want to work from home part-time that just want an extra gig that you can pay them $12 an hour, maybe $10 an hour, depends where you live. Right. But I can't remember what I paid my mom. It's going to be, it wasn't a lot. Sorry, Mom. I love you. She did it mostly to help me. Okay. And she was great. But $12 an hour. Okay. Now let me put this into context. Back then, I would say we were doing about 1,000 to 2,000, 1,000 to 5,000 orders a month. Okay. Pretty good volume. And then obviously in Q4 that number went up. Okay. But outside of Q4, we'd still do at least 1,000 orders a month. Okay. Just with just with that kind of volume, we I think she worked about 5 to 10 hours a week. Am I not on this anymore? What happened? Maybe my pencil died. Oh, thank you, Lindy.
Yeah.
That's why you're here. Okay, so she worked 5 to 10 hours a week. Okay, see, guys, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do this. I don't even know how to work an iPad. It's true. You got to get smart people to help you out. So 5 to 10 hours a week. So let's just call it $120 a week. Okay, and it's going to be part time even during Q4. Guys, our business now, um, we do a lot of volume, especially during Q4, our online store, and we have a part-time person, and she can handle all of it. Okay. Now we have systems in place to do that to help her out, right? And that's not something that we're going to talk about here in this training, but the support aspect is huge. And so again, guys, I keep going back to that example in Seattle because it's really hitting home to me now. If I had had all this in place, I did have a designer, I did not have an uploader, I did not have support, right? If I would have had that, if I had that person handling all that, my mom who I had hired to handle that support, I could have enjoyed that whole week with my family that I'd spent so much money on, that I'd spent so much time planning. I could have enjoyed it not only being there present, but also, my whole attitude would have been amazing, right? My kids probably would have had a better time themselves, right? They had a great time. But you know what I'm saying? It's just, and as you break down the cost here, you can see that it just doesn't take that much. If you're doing 1,000 orders a day, I'm going to talk to you out there that's right here that's doing 500 to 1,000 orders at least a month, not a day, a month. You really should hire someone to do your customer service. You're just going to be so much happier. That's the other thing too, is let's face it, guys, like customer support is probably the worst part of doing this business. For me, at least, I'll speak for myself, but you have to deal with people that, unfortunately get really upset if a product didn't arrive at a certain time, or it arrived broke. Things happen with business. This is a business. Things happen, but some people are going to be super negative. And so what that does is, when I was doing all the support, it made me feel so negative. Like, the reality is, it's when you're dug into support like this, you don't see the bigger picture. It's like, okay, well, I had 1,000 orders, but 3 people were super negative. You think everyone hates you, right? Just because that's what you're seeing. But the reality is this starts to affect you, and it'll affect your business. It'll affect your family life. I know it did for me. I'm going to be real vulnerable with you guys. I was not the best person to be around when I was doing support for my business. I just wasn't. Okay. The reason is I allowed that negativity to enter my energy field, my mindset, and it was terrible. And so as I'm looking at it here, would it be worth $120 a week for me to be able to, take care of my customers, which is huge. I want my customers to be taken care of, but also give me the time and the mental freedom and peace of mind to be able to enjoy myself? Yes, the answer is absolutely yes. And the thing is, guys, we run across some huge sellers that are not buying into support. And I get it. Some of you are like, hey, I want to make sure my customers are 100% happy. And that is so admirable. I want my customers happy as well. Okay. But the reality is you won't be able to scale your business. You won't have peace of mind. You'll always be stuck spinning your wheels if you don't get a support person. Okay. These are the big 3 hires here that you're going to, that are going to help you. And this is a lot of chicken scratch. Is this making any sense, Lindy?
Makes sense.
Okay. So these are the 3 big hires. And so for you starting out right now, I want to speak to you. Start with a designer, okay? And then I would hire an uploader. Even if you're only uploading 5 designs a week, it's gonna take them an hour to do that. It's gonna be $4, okay? And same with support. This is a little tougher. This can wait, but as soon as you can, I would hire someone for support, even if they're working an hour or two a week. Okay, I would really do that, because then you're laying a foundation for scalability. Okay, now now once you start getting good at this business, and this is going to help you make more money too. Because guess why? Is that a guess why? Is that a
Guess
right?
what, maybe?
Guess what? Guess what? When you aren't in the foxhole, if you're not in this all the time in this garbage, it frees you up to find designs. It frees you up to find opportunities, products, marketing, do the marketing, the stuff that's actually going to move the needle. Okay. And it'll give you that consistency. I, this is exactly how I was able to go from part time to full time in this business. And I haven't looked back.